What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. This is the 153rd episode of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. That's 153, the 153rd episode of C4CW. And I am your boy, One Sir Grove, a.k.a. Big Grove Dog. I appreciate you, man, if you appreciate this show. If you appreciate this show, I appreciate you. And I hope that you're having a pleasant day, wherever you are in the world, or midday, midnight, nighttime, evening, somewhere fucking in between, dusk dawn. Thanks for tuning in. So, on the previous episode, 152, was discussing, highlighting how Donald Trump has just been vindicated by the fact that there has been and is no evidence whatsoever in the world of humans indicating, suggesting in any way, shape, or form, now that it's all been found out, investigated, thoroughly, entirely, that he had any involvement with the Russians that would constitute any type of illegal collusion in the 21st century. The Senate Intelligence Committee hearing produced this information that shows and showed beyond a reasonable doubt that Donald Trump conclusively, definitively, concretely has had no illegal collusion with the Russians. Now, Hillary Clinton, she colluded with the Russians, and she did a $1 billion+ deal with an organization called Uranium One. And she pretended to be at odds with Barack Obama so that after she did this $1 billion deal, she could then get back in touch with Barack Obama's campaign and they could connect. And with their consortium, they could then continue what they had planned from the very beginning, which was and is to undermine America. Albeit, however, notwithstanding, their fucking diabolical plan failed miserably. Epic failure. Donald Trump wins. Win for Donald Trump across the board. There is zero shred of evidence in time, space, that Donald Trump colluded in any kind of illegal way with the Russians. Friendly contacts with the Russians is what our government sought after the wall came down under Ronald Reagan. When Gorbachev and Ronald Reagan made peace with one another, that was what the goal, the aim was. To that end, we were and are supposed to have friendly relations with the Russians. That's what Donald Trump has done. So having friendly relations with the Russians is not motherfucking goddamn illegal. And by any stretch of the imagination, by any means, by any measure, it's not illegal to have friendships, to have partnerships, to do business with the fucking Russians. It depends on what you're doing. If you have an illegal fucking espionage server like Hillary Clinton did, and you're lying to the American people about the classified information that's on your espionage server, like the espionage server that Hillary Clinton operated and which she lied about her operation thereof and thereto, okay, that's a totally different fucking story. And then, if you're like Hillary Clinton, if you're colluding with the Russians like she did to gain $1 billion+ to be involved in having an espionage server and all the other fucking shit she was doing, along with the fucking shit that Barack Obama was doing, like pretending to go against ISIS here and there, a little bit over here, a little bit over there, only to really truly be allowing simultaneously the rise of ISIS, helping to facilitate and assist the rise of ISIS. Yeah, that's a different type of interaction. So it's clear that Hillary Clinton was the person who, along with her cronies, was absolutely, truly herself in 100 fucking percent collusion with the Russians. And that is what we talked about here on the 152nd episode of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. This is the 153rd episode. And what we're going to talk about now is how, by the way, this is a mobile podcast, how in America, at the municipal level of city and state governments, townships, villages, local cities, metropolitan areas, suburban communities, exurban communities, rural communities. Let's talk about traffic in America and how even in the 21st century, in the year 2019, for whatever reason, humans who have not adapted to get up to speed, to be up to speed with the 21st century, they're still living in a medieval mindset of carriages horses, buggies, and in terms of the stick, the wheel, i.e., in other words, the wheel, the stick, they're having a hard time understanding and grasping the concept of how to turn their stick, how to turn the stick. Let's dissect that. Let's discuss that. You know, man, it really is amazing when you look at how everything is a dichotomy, man. Everything is dichotomous. And when I say everything, I mean the whole universe, man. I'm talking yin yang, light, dark, good, bad, good and evil, nighttime, daytime, how things are in pairs, you know, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, you know, the symmetry. But then you also hear the argument that, you know, this doesn't exist in nature, such and such doesn't exist in nature. But man, hey, look, symmetry, whatever folks say to the contrary, look, man, symmetry, the duality of it all is here. And so when you look at the Democrats, the Republicans, you look at the past and the future, the now and the then, you have these people living in the now who are really from the then in terms of their mind states, their mindsets, and how they operate. You have motherfuckers who don't even fucking know how to turn the stick in the year 2019. I'll give you an example. I'm at 6 minutes and 30 seconds of my presentation. Look at the intersection where there's a stop sign. And look at the individual in the car. And I can't give you any kind of legal or business advice. This is just a human observation within our ecosystem, within the human strata of it all. Look at human civilization. Look at planet Earth. Look at a fucking street corner intersection with the goddamn stop sign and observe the individual sitting at the fucking stop sign. And what's so mind-blowing is that in the 21st century, you have motherfuckers who are medieval who don't know how to turn the stick. Now, I'm not saying that they're handicapped. I'm not saying that they have special needs or they're challenges or that they're challenged. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about able-bodied individuals who are perfectly competent otherwise. They were able to go and obtain driver's licenses. They're driving. They have passed the driving test, the driving exam, the anything and all things that are driving that were required and criteria for those individuals to then be able to be authorized, given a privilege of fucking driving, right? The driver's license. So driving is a privilege. Having this card, right? This document, this piece of paper that says these individuals, they've passed these exams, they've passed the fucking driving test, right? And by the way, man, why do humans want to have these cars that fucking have these really loud exhaust pipes? Don't humans understand that shit is medieval too? Like, when you rev your fucking engine, dude, and your car makes a really loud fucking engine sound, like a really loud, like exhaust, like muffler sound, that too is medieval. Anti-gravity makes little to no sound. It's silent. That's the future. The past are these motherfucking cars that make these really loud combustion sounds, like a caboose or like a locomotive engine, like locomotion. Okay? Choo choo, chugga 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 choo choo, chugga chugga. Right. That doesn't sound cool, dude. Maybe in your brain it does. Maybe in your mind you think that a car sounds really fucking loud. You know, you got your little sports car. It's all tricked out. You know, you got your little custom build, got your little fucking custom build and shit, right? And you're like revving your engine at a stoplight. And you're like, boom, 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 boom. And then you drive off, dude. And your car, it sounds like it's backfiring. It sounds like it's exploding. It's like, dude, I know in your muscle brain, like, because, like, with your muscles and your, like, muscle, like, car and your, like, muscle shirt and, like, your brain where you're like, yeah, I'm so fucking cool. Have you noticed that the other cars that are silent, that are swift and speedy and that zip by you, that they're, like, virtually silent and they don't make those loud fucking annoying sounds that your fucking stupid car makes? Have you ever noticed that? Like, did it ever occur to you that, like, maybe your loud fucking blaring engine of a car isn't really fucking cool to other people like you believe in your fucking mind? Now, let's go back to the dipshit example, the example of the dipshit sitting at the motherfucking stop sign and sitting there looking left and right, left, and it's like, what do I do? I'm not really sure. I'm like a deer jacklighted in headlights. I'm like a deer jacklighted in headlights. I'm like jacklighted like a deer. Like, there are headlights on. What do I do? I don't know. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go back? I don't know. Should I go diagonal? Should I go up? Should I go down? I don't know. And watch the person look left and right and left. And it's like, how many fucking times do you have to do that before you turn your fucking stick? Like, can you turn the stick? What are you waiting for? What are you looking for? Because as I'm observing along with you, I have noticed that the first time you looked, there was no one there. The second time you looked, there was no one there. The third time you looked, there was no one there. The fourth time you looked, there was no fucking one there. The fifth time you looked, there was no one there. Why don't you turn your stick at this point? What are you waiting for? I know what you're waiting for. You're medieval and you don't know how to fucking drive. You're waiting for cars to come so that you can waste even more fucking time on planet Earth. And you can keep a line of cars behind you and then wait even fucking longer while you look left and right and left and right and right and left and right and left. Now, we do this every motherfucking day. You got your driver's license, right? Okay, so you're out on the road. So that suggests, at least on some level, that you know how to drive because you've been driving. Probably this is not your first day driving. You're probably not the person who just got your driver's license. You've probably been driving for a while. So it is a fucking astonishing thing that you do the same pattern every fucking day. You go to the stop sign, you sit there, you should just go, right? You stop, complete stop, go, okay? Complete stop, go, okay? Stop, go, right? But that's not what the fuck you do. You get to the stop sign, and then you sit, and then you wait, and then you wait, and then you sit, okay? That lane, okay, let me explain something to you. There are two fucking lanes in front of your face, okay? Two fucking lanes in front of your stupid fucking face. The lane that is the outer lane, the farthest from you of the two, cars that are coming in that lane are coming in that lane. The lane that is nearest you, in other words, the lane that is closest to you of the two lanes, cars are not coming into that lane. That's your turn lane. That's your fucking lane to turn into. Now, if you proceed cautiously and you have your signal on, it is time for you to fucking go. The cars that are in the other lane, they must yield in some way. In other words, slow down for you because they can see you. At least they're supposed to see you. So the cars in the other lane, because apparently this is not being explained to you at fucking driver's ed, okay, or by your government. So I'm a vigilant citizen trying to, share the good gospel and trying to raise awareness, again, without giving any kind of legal or business advice or any kind of advice, just an observation. That lane that's farthest from you, those cars, those are drivers who are supposed to be paying attention to the lane that you're turning in. So in other words, if you just turn your motherfucking stick, just turn your stick, just get in your lane, just turn your stick and just give it some gas. Give it some petroleum, as the British would say, okay? The Europeans. Just give it a little petrol. Just put your fucking foot on the pedal and press down. Just apply pressure, go, turn stick, okay? If you turn your fucking stick in your medieval fucking buggy, your carriage, okay? If you turn your stick, okay, because it's your turn. It's your turn to fucking go. And you've been sitting when you're not supposed to be sitting. You're supposed to be there, stop, go. Okay? After you observe, okay, there's a lane that you're in, that's your lane, stop, go. When you're going in your lane, the cars that are in the other lane, they're supposed to see you and on some level be cautious and slow down and say, oh, in that other lane, there's another car. There's a car that is in that lane that's not my lane and not my car. And though I'm coming around the curve, right, the turn here, I need to slow down a little bit or at least proceed at this speed cautiously, okay? They're not in your fucking goddamn lane. Turn your stick. Turn your stick. Turn your stick. So, that's the problem in America. You know why the highways, the fucking interstate, the freeways, you know why they're jam-packed? Because motherfuckers don't know how to turn their sticks. That's why. It's not so much or necessarily the ongoing fraud fucking projects that are being worked on by these different work crews that are unnecessary projects that are just slush funds to justify budgets. I'm not saying that all road work and all road crews are engaged in the aforementioned. I'm not saying that. But some of them, we know they're fraud and they're unnecessary. Come on, dude, paying $50 for a fucking toll, $50 for a toll, that's a fraud operation, dude. Really? You want to create a toll in New York or in LA or fucking wherever, Texas, whatever state out of the 50 states? You want to create a toll that's $50 or 30 or 40? That's a fucking fraud operation, and you're a fucking fraud, okay? If you're a politician passing bills, measures, legislation, such that people are needing to, required to, by law, pay tolls in the excess of 30, 40 fucking dollars, $50, you're a fucking fraud, okay? And that road project that work crew worked on is a fraud fucking operation, is highway robbery in its truest sense. So, your motherfucking ongoing traffic, your traffic shit in terms of road work crews and road work and projects that are there perpetually just forever and they just seem to go on for motherfucking years at a time. That's one issue, okay? That's one such factor in the equation that I am referring to. Nonetheless, if people in America were, despite such, to turn their sticks faster, to do it faster, turn your fucking stick faster, and go when you're supposed to go, guess what? The highways, the freeways, the interstates wouldn't be so jam-packed because people would be getting to where they need to go sooner than later, faster, safer. So if you go faster in a safe manner, if you go faster in a safer manner, guess what? That's a solution. Some people, man, they might take it lightly and they might downplay it and dismiss it and they might think that it's just some fucking stupid bullshit, man. It's a matter of national to international security. If we keep allowing these motherfuckers that are able-bodied, that are supposedly competent and rational human beings, driving these several-ton motor fucking vehicles, to sit at these fucking crosswalks, to sit at these goddamn fucking intersections, to sit at these lights where it's perfectly legal for them to go, and they're stopping the flow of commerce, they're stopping the flow of traffic. Dude, if we keep allowing that shit to happen, it's going to be a multiplier effect that is going to cause traffic to be gridlock forever. It will cause forever fucking gridlock, and the shit will be locked out. It will be a lockout fucking pattern. So, I'm not a fucking slave. I'm not a slave to the system. I'm not a fucking system slave. I'm not a motherfucking goddamn slave. So when I see these people breaking the law, hypocritically breaking the fucking law, especially these piece of shit adults. Hey man, if your son or daughter gets over in a lane, maybe in a major city, and is like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong lane. Let me get out of this lane because that's the turn lane and I need to go straight. And somebody starts honking at your fucking son or daughter. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go down here where there's nobody around. Here, I'm going to show you. That's what some motherfucker tried to do to me today, dude. And I just looked at him like, dude, hey, bro, you're real fucking lucky, dude. Yeah, you're real motherfucking lucky, dude. I'm glad you're with your fucking girlfriend or your wife, dude, because you don't motherfucking know who the fuck I am, man. And I see you're honking your horn like you're an insane motherfucking punk, dude. Really? Because I'm in the turn lane? Because the traffic is fucked up? And dude, I signaled to get out of the lane. Now let me guess. That piece of shit motherfucker's never accidentally been in the lane that he didn't want to be in before. And he's like, oh shit, this is the turn lane. Damn, I need to continue straight. So what the fuck are you honking at me like that for, dude? Huh? What the fuck are you honking at me like that for? Oh yeah, here. So here's your son or daughter. Hey, oh, what are you trying to do? You trying to get out of that lane? Huh? Trying to get out of that turn lane? Did you end up in the wrong lane? Huh? Fuck you, what? Huh, motherfucker? What? Huh? What? Yeah, that's how you want your cities to be, bitch? That's how you want your motherfucking cities to be, huh? The next time you honk at somebody, man, because they're trying to get out of a lane that they mistakenly got into, you motherfucking think about what I just said, huh? Huh? Your son or your daughter? Huh? What? Huh? What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, keep doing that shit in America, motherfucker. Keep doing that shit in America, you fucking motherfucking son of a bitch. Yeah, now check this out. I pay taxes in America. You motherfucking son of a bitch. You motherfuckers that honk your horns at people because they're trying to get out of one lane legally, legitimately. I pay taxes in this motherfucking country. This is my motherfucking country just as much as it is anybody else's. And I pay goddamn motherfucking taxes. If you get in fucking front of me, dude, and you don't motherfucking take your turn, if you don't take your goddamn motherfucking turn, and you're wasting my motherfucking time, I'm gonna go around your stupid motherfucking ass. And when you look at me like, why did you do that? I'm gonna look at you like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You don't know how to motherfucking drive in America, dude? Really? You don't know how to motherfucking drive? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And so when you're sitting at that motherfucking light, when I'm counting on the clock, 1, 2, 3. If you don't motherfucking go, I'm gonna fucking go around you, bitch. I'm gonna go around your motherfucking punk ass. You know why? You're breaking the motherfucking law. You're wasting my time. You're wasting other fucking people's time. Dude, you're slowing down fucking commerce in America. And you know exactly what the fuck you're doing. When you go left, right, look left, right, left. You've looked left and right too many motherfucking times at the intersection. It's time to go. And that lane, there's a lane that's open for you. And if you don't go in that lane that's open, even with the cars coming in the other motherfucking direction that aren't coming into your lane, I'm gonna fucking go around you, dude. Because you're wasting my motherfucking time in this country, dude. Fuck you. Now, I don't see any politicians on television, or in fucking media, on the radio, addressing any of the shit that I'm talking about. I'll run for motherfucking office on this platform alone. And I'll pay mathematicians, and I'll pay statisticians, and I'll pay actuaries and actuarial scientists, and I'll pay experts to show you how fucking fraud your system is. And how you could have fixed this shit a long time ago. You know how? Teaching motherfuckers how to turn a stick. Yeah. Your road fucking projects and all this bullshit, man. All your medieval fucking scams and schemes. All your machinations of government. All your bureaucratic made up fucking facade. All your shit is a fucking ruse. The whole thing is all charades. Yeah. You know why your fucking highway systems? You know why? You know why your highway systems? I studied mathematics for fucking 20 goddamn fucking years. You know why? You know why? I'll tell you why your roadways... No, go ahead, man. It's you. I stopped at the intersection for you to go. That's for you. That's why I stopped. You see my car stop? That means you walk through the fucking intersection at this point. Don't, motion for me to move. I stopped for you at the intersection, pedestrian, for you to then walk through the crosswalk. Okay? Don't then tell me to go, because what the fuck is the purpose of a stop sign? Okay? What's the purpose at that point? Okay? I stop. You don't look at me and motion for me to go. No, you walk at this point, okay? Because that's what the crosswalk means. You see what I'm saying? We're in the, and this literally just happened. I literally came to the stopwalk. I stopped really fucking far in advance because I knew, and I know the new mentality of the wacky verse, the silly verse. People see your car coming to an intersection and they're like, oh my God, what is this, terrorist event? Is this dude just gonna plow? It's like, no, I'm not gonna plow through a crowd. Have you noticed how I slowed down 100 feet in advance of the crosswalk? Unlike we would do back in, I don't know, like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I stopped for you. Now that I stopped for you, could you please walk? Could you please go? Could you please get the fuck out of the intersection? Please don't lecture me and tell me to go in my car. I stopped for you. It's an intersection. Unless you want to do away with crosswalks and intersections. Is that what you want? I mean, a lot of people are just driving through fucking intersections anyway. I travel to major cities, man, and I see taxi cabs just going through fucking intersections. They don't care about human life, dude. Not a lot of them, you know? I just see taxi cabs in major cities. They don't seem to be regulated by any kind of government. They just break the law, do whatever they want, honk horns at people. I got out of the car, man, not too long ago, and I looked at the dude like, what, really? You want me to run over the baby in the stroller that's in front of me? You want me to run over the baby in front of the stroller, right? Now, I'm not a road rager. I'm not going to grab the dude out of the fucking car, out of his taxi cab, and throw his body, into oncoming traffic. I'm not a road rager, dude. No, I'm not a road rager. The dude, the motherfucking taxi cab driver that was blaring his horn behind me, and I looked at him, and he was blaring his horn, and I was like, all right, are you certain you're blaring your horn at me? And he just kept laying into it, and I looked back at him a third time. I fucking left the keys in the ignition, opened the door, got the fuck out of the car, and I walked up to his motherfucking door. Now, did I open his door, pull him out of the vehicle, yank his ass out of the vehicle, put him in a fucking chokehold, and fucking take his body and throw it into oncoming fucking traffic? No, I'm not a road rager. I just looked at him and pointed to the stroller in front of my car that had a baby in it and a senior citizen pushing him, apparently the nanny, that he didn't fucking see. And I was like, what do you want me to do, motherfucker? You want me to run over the child in the stroller? And then he shut his motherfucking mouth. So, did I put a gun to his fucking head? Did I put a gun in his mouth? Did I put a gun to his temple? Did I shoot through his fucking windshield? No, I'm not a road rager. I just pointed out the baby that was in front of my car that he didn't see because he's driving fucking recklessly in America, honking his motherfucking medieval horn. Yeah, I don't hear any politicians addressing the fact that people have driver's licenses and they don't know how to turn their sticks anymore. Yeah, I don't know. They just what? They forgot how to turn a stick? Huh? That's where we are in America now? Motherfuckers forgot how to turn a stick? Really? Look, I'm coming up at this stop sign. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you. Okay, there's a crosswalk, pedestrian, okay? She's not going through the crosswalk. She's going the other way. Stop, go. There it is. Nobody coming in that direction. Just took a turn. You see, I'm not going to look left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I'm not going to sit there for any motherfucking length of time. I'm going to survey the area, the space, the perimeter, the sphere. That is that corner, okay? That volume of space data. I'm going to look around. I'm going to double check real quick, okay? Nobody there. Okay, time to go. Turning right, okay? Now, you have these stupid fucking politicians that want to put do not turn on red signs in your cities. They want to put a fucking sign in your city now that says do not turn on red. They want to implement the antithesis of what America used to be. Your cities are already fucked up in a lot of different ways. Now, these cities that have you basically trapped during certain times of the day, egress, ingress, entrance, exit, now they want to keep you there even longer. How? Oh, you can't turn on a right anymore. You don't have a free right turn anymore on a red light in some of these fucking stupid, fucking poorly planned cities in America. No, they want to put fucking signs up that say, after you've dealt with all the stupid fucking drivers that don't know how to turn the stick anymore, that have 10 fucking car lanes worth of traffic in front of them, or I'm sorry, 10 car spaces in front of them, because that's what I see. Like this woman to my right, she's in her minivan, right? She's got the whole minivan stereotype going on. There's like 1 car length, 2 car lengths, 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths, 5 car lengths, 6 car lengths, because she's not keeping up with the flow of fucking traffic. That's the other fucking train. She's got her fucking minivan, right? And it's a stereotype, and she's out on the fucking road, right? She's making up her own fucking law. Why even follow the law? Hey, if you're not going to follow the law, don't expect me to fucking follow the law, okay? If you're not going to fucking follow the law, don't expect me to follow the law. Is a bad fucking idea, okay? So, you have these hypocrites, these people that are stupid, because they're stupid. They're plainly fucking stupid. They're egregious, and they're flagrant, and they're stupid, and look how they operate. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about human life. They don't give a fuck that you need to feed your family, that you need to put food on the table, that you need to put money in your bank account, that you need to go to work, that you need to see a senior citizen who might not be around too much longer. They don't give a fuck. You know why? Because they're making up their own laws. They're doing whatever the fuck they want to do. They're in traffic with 6 fucking, car spaces, 10, 15, doing 30 and a 60, on the highway, looking at you, looking at me. I look at them like this, really? Really? The speed limit's 60 and you've got a driver's license? Right. You've got a driver's license, I've noticed. And you're driving 30 and a 60. So today, you don't remember how to drive today? You forgot today? I'm guessing it's not today that you forgot. I'm guessing that you've been doing this for a really long time. Yeah, I'm guessing that you probably do this same behavioral pattern every fucking day. Is there a court system that has stopped you? Is there a police officer? Is there a politician who's enacted a law so you and other people doing this cannot do it anymore? No, there isn't. So, since you're fucking up our highways, our interstates, you're clogging the pathways, which are our roadways, with your nonsense, and no one thus far, as a politician, has really, or leader, has stood up, as I have stood up here on this platform. No one has addressed these traffic issues in the same way, to the same extent, to the same degree that I have. Not one fucking person has ever really illustrated in such a way the traffic scenario in America currently as I have. I've gone on now for multiple years in podcasts, on recordings, on the internet, social media, talking about these issues that virtually zero politicians are dissecting and analyzing in the same fucking way that I am. You can pay for traffic studies, dude. I've seen you do that. I've actually participated in traffic studies. I've actually worked on projects for the Department of Transportation. You fucking probably don't know that. And I've also worked in science and technical. And I have a plan and I have a strategy and I have a solution. One of my fucking plans is with a cause that is formalized, with an organization that I create for legislative purposes and to raise awareness and to provide a solution, present a solution to the American people. I intend to help America in my small way by presenting a solution to the American people in that we, America, need to teach people who have the medieval mindset currently in the future now present. We need to teach them how to turn the stick. They're not understanding. They're not knowing how to turn the stick. Something is fundamentally broken in the system. There is a disconnect in the learning process. And knowledge of how to turn the stick has somehow dissipated. It's been diminished. It's been reduced. It's the clarity there, the coherence, it lacks. It's gone away in some regard. And so if the learning isn't there anymore, if people just somehow got a fucking driver's license and they're out on the road not going like this person in fucking front of me right now, okay, I'm gonna go while you're not gonna go, okay? Because you're fucking puttering around the fucking streets in your carriage, in your buggy. You're puttering around when people need to fucking go. So, go faster and do so in a safer manner. Faster, fucking safer. Seriously, man, that should be the focus. Because once people get the idea, which I don't understand why leaders haven't discussed these things that I am discussing in the same way that I'm discussing. Once people get the idea, oh, hey, wait a second. I see what he's saying. If I just turn the stick and go, it's my turn. Okay, that lane's that lane. This is my lane. Oh, okay, they pretty much need to be aware and cognizant of me turning. I don't need to sit at this intersection anymore. I'm liberated now. I'm fucking free. I can go because I learned how to turn my stick. That will help America.